Do you feel that as well? So the world just seems busier and more full of noise these days. Are you busier than ever? And if you're hoping for AI to solve that busyness problem, that's not going to happen anytime soon. According to a recent Harvard Business Review article, in fact, there are first studies now that show that AI tools don't seem to reduce work, but they intensify it. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. Tasks are expanding. Boundaries between work and non work are getting more and more blurred. And there's more multitasking and context switching in general. In my coaching practice, I like to challenge clients to free up in between 7.5 to 10 hours per week from all the busy work and to redirect them into 2 to 3 key projects that truly move the needle strategically, or to just reclaim some of the time for family, health, and recovery. There's a fundamental challenge here, and it's this overflowing to do lists and never ending and conflicting priorities. They are a lot more reminiscent of the industrial times than modern knowledge work. So, if you actually did a pretty ruthless 80/20 analysis of knowledge work and leadership, what you would find is that most of what people spend time on is actually unproductive, wasted, or inconsequential. Now, that's a pretty bitter pill to swallow. And of course, your immediate counter is, and probably should be, that it's oftentimes impossible to distinguish productive from unproductive effort ahead of time. And sometimes, like in idea generation or in sales, you just have to go through quantity in order to get to quality. So I get that. But having said that, I believe that there are three big levers that will go a really long way in helping you reclaim between 7.5 to 10 hours per week. These are by no means exhaustive, but they're based on my own experience from working for over 20 years in global investment banking, and also as an executive coach, having worked with well over 100 senior executives now in my coaching practice. So I'm reasonably confident that these three levers will really make a difference for you. They are number one, attention, two, focus, and three, coordination. Let me unpack each of those just a little. Attention. So, fractured and scattered attention truly is the poison of our time. Look, social media, constant notifications, and interruptions systematically hijack attention and really cripple your ability to get anything meaningful done. And the antidote is a dedicated, formal, and structured practice that strengthens concentration power, clarity, and the ability to just be with the discomfort of resisting the relentless pull of distraction. Basically, I'm advocating for mindfulness practice. And as long as you're engaging in a robust and time tested practice, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. The litmus test is always this: can you pay attention to what you deem relevant in the way that you want for as long as you want? And if your attention wanders, then that's normal. But that also is an indicator that there's work to be done and that concentration muscle can be strengthened further. Now, if you have concentration and attention mastered, then what do you point it to? And that's focus. What do you focus on where you spend your time? Are you getting lost in digital infinity pools, social media, again, news, and even market updates in consumption mode? Are you wasting time in meetings that are way too long, unfocused, without any clear outcomes, or attended by the wrong audience to begin with? For me personally, my favorite and go to is Gary Keller's The One Thing Focusing question. It's this: what is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And you get that what this really points to is leverage. It's a further amplification of the Pareto principle, the 80/20 rule. And it really focuses you to identify what's that lead domino that, when toppled, has the potential to create a chain reaction towards the achievement of your objectives. The third element is coordination. These days, value is generally created through projects, initiatives, and transactions that involve a team collaborating, as opposed to single heroic worker. That said, leaders and teams, they leave a lot of value on the table by wasting time in unnecessary iterations, or worse, in chasing open loops in their collaboration. Effective collaboration and delegation, for that matter, they both require a closed loop approach. So I use the term closed loop delegation for my own framework, which is an evolution of Fernando Flores' original cycle of promise framework. And you can download a copy of my closed loop delegation model on my website, or get in touch with me, send me a message on LinkedIn, and I'll be very happy to send it to you. When you look at this framework, so anytime that you find yourself chasing others for work that you've delegated to them and they just, what's next? Well, get a copy of the closed loop delegation model, put it into practice, and then don't hesitate to send me a note by reaching out to me on LinkedIn direct messages or send me an email. You can find my email address on my website. And let me know any questions you have, putting it into practice.